In case you are a long-term investor in NIO, you will like this news today, and I've just posted it in a Patreon community, which is about one of the biggest shareholders in NIO actually, Baillie Gifford, have added more to their NIO position. So I'm going to talk about this and also give you a little bit of an insight about how they're actually thinking about investing in general, but also more specifically about NIO. So you may know Baillie Gifford, which is one of the largest investors out there, from this NIO prospectus, which has aged quite well so far. They put this out a while ago. I made countless videos about this, and also famously their price target, which would roughly translate into a $300 share price for NIO in the very long run if everything works out. So, but this is not part of this video, but again, as a context, who they are, why they are invested. And as you can see in this Fintel filing, they had ownership between 12% roughly down to 6%. More or less in the past in NIO, so they know the stock quite well. One of the largest shareholders in the company, that is besides William Li, the founder, and Tencent. And so they're saying, or they're thinking about NIO has quite some relevance, I would say. And as you can see, these are some of the historic filings that they have been trading the stock, like trimming it when it's going up and also adding to it when it's going down over the past. So this is just normal portfolio management. But most recently, they have been reducing their share counts by around 15 million shares. That was back in, going into 2021. So the filings come always a bit late. So this happened in the first quarter and then was reported by the end of the quarter. That reduction, which happened back then. And then lately, we've been only seeing smaller trades, mainly also getting rid of some shares, reducing their share count. But now they have added another 8 million shares, and that's an increase by roughly 9%, adding to their position with an average share price of around $21. And this is one of the largest increases, actually, if we look back to, September or the second quarter of 2022. So that was also before the big bull run of NIO 2022. So do we know if they know something else that we don't know? Well, something is for sure. They have direct contact with the NIO management team, and they know the stock very well, of course. And so surely they are getting excited now about the globalization of NIO, the Q3 and Q4 quarters that are coming up, which are historically good quarters in the automotive industry. And so it's not surprising at all that right now they're getting bullish and accumulating more of the stock again after trimming their position previously, taking some profits along the way. By the way, they've been doing that with Tesla in the past as well. And here is some insight of the management team of Baillie Gifford and how they are thinking about their position in NIO and investing in general.
Whether it be in China or elsewhere, whether it be with such dramatic sagas or less dramatic ones, what we do in all cases is that we will have multiple scenarios for companies. One of our biggest disagreements with standard fund management is that we don't think a company has an intrinsic value, and we don't think it has one path of development. So we will have at least 4 different scenarios associated with outcomes in terms of share price that we structure. And we will combine looking at the probabilities of those happening with thought process about where we are along which path the company takes. And you have to have that dynamism in what you're doing. So, I would absolutely agree that at one point, NIO was in severe danger. Now, it was always a possibility that the Chinese state would back them and give them that application of capital. That's what happened on a regional basis. Now, I think excitingly, what's happened since then is that NIO has gone from being one amongst very many, arguably over 100 different Chinese electric vehicle companies, to being pretty much the clear leader. Now, what you apply in thoughts of valuation and potential outcomes is very different under that environment. So, I would just stress that we can't have, and I know this has come up in various other questions, a static price target. The world is much more complex and, dare I say it, much more exciting than that.
Just to add to that, in the specific and then the more general point, which is the importance of founders, where you believe in what they're trying to achieve, you believe in their integrity and the mission, if you like. And so one of the important factors for us when NIO was going through some of its dark days was that William Lee was still there, was still engaged, was putting more of his own capital into the business to ensure it got through that period. And broadening that out, lots of people say they're long-term investors, but then when you look at their turnover statistics, it doesn't back up that claim. And why? It's because if you are a long-term investor, things go wrong. And forget trying to be clever and buying at the bottom of the dips, but simply enduring through those periods where things are going wrong can be extremely difficult. There have been more than 10 occasions in our ownership of Tesla where the stock price has dipped over 30%. And there's a pressure that comes with that. So it's what things do you look to simply to endure the inevitable dark days that you're going to face. And in the specifics of NIO, it came back quite strongly to William Lee, his commitment and his preparedness to put more capital into what he was doing.
Which is a great point, Tom, and it was very similar to what Elon did at the time of crisis in Tesla as well, wasn't it?
So that's it. Good to see the smart investors coming back into NIO here. I hope you like this news as well. Let me know down in the comments, and then thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one.